His name is Mondo. I said, Mondo, don't you think Aerosmith is a great name for a band? He said, sure. Then I went to another friend of mine, a guy by the name of Squid. I said, Squid, what do you think about Aerosmith? Squid said, I don't know, you better ask LG. I said, who's LG? He said, you know, Tom. I said, Tom? He said, yeah, LG. He said, that's because he's so slow. We call him LG. LG stands for low gear. Low gear.
My lawyer will call your lawyer.
You guys expect to stay in a band together?
And I went to LG, and LG said to me, I think it's a good name, but you better check with the Flash first. So I went to the Flash, and I said, Flash, what do you think about Aerosmith? He said, I think it's pretty good. So we used it. And that's how I thought of the name.
Actually...
But keep in mind, I am one brick shy of a lud. Right, Tom?
One or two bricks. Doesn't matter, really, the exact number. Joey actually suggested this name when we first put the band together, but everybody thought that as a name it really was pretty pathetic, until he explained to us that it should be spelled A-E-R-O Smith instead of A-R-R-O-W Smith, like the book. So this was about a year and a half after we had gotten together, so he thought of it just in time.
Do you remember the alternative we were going to use to Aerosmith?
Spike Jones.
No, it was a name I believe
Stit
Mondo
Jane.
came up with. That's right. It was Stit Jane.
What is
That's
that?
Jitstain backwards.
Wait a second, this is my show here, and I would
that's
like
an
to ask a
example.
few more questions.
Who's this guy?
We still have a little time to fill for our viewers out there who are bearing up with your boring stories here.
Is it true you've had a frontal lobotomy, Mr. Perry?
Or a bottle in front of
I
him.
don't think there's a camera on you right
A bottle
now.
in front of me. In front of you.
Speaking of AA,
Did you ever hear that one? Come on.
I know it came to
the
you
next
through a
and
vision.
last question is, how would you describe your obnoxious heavy metal rock sound?
You just did. No, our sound has been described as dinosaurs eating cars. It's been described as putting your ear up to an electric drill. Basically, our sound is just as loud and as full of energy as we can possibly make it.
Well, I think that I think we've just about run out of time, and I think that description has just swayed me completely over to your side of thinking, and I think I'll be attending your concert. No, I gave up thinking, you know.
I can get you the album
You haven't
wholesale.
the
You want
proper
to give me a
tools
few
anyway.
bucks?
So.
Anyway, that's the close of the show tonight.
Studio.
Okay.
Thank you.
A little more headroom. Okay. You'll know that your framing is right. A good hint about whether or not the framing works. If you're looking at the center line of the lens itself, between you and the lens, I had mentioned this in violet space, but it will appear, you know, if this thing were the barrel of a rifle, from where you're standing, it should look as though the thing's going to hit you in the nose.
It's coming at you.
Right. That's what's going to be the general feeling of where the camera happens to be pointed. If it doesn't look like the lens is going to hit you in the nose on a shot this tight, like here, if it's going to hit you in the left ear, or here, if you're looking at it straight in the eye, then you've got too much headroom.
Thank you.
See? The lens will always look like it's looking you in the nose, and that'll be about the right composition. Tonight on the V, you'll be able to see me and David O'Leary, and we'll be talking about the weather over the weekend. I know that that'll really make your day, but don't forget, we'll be stay up for that. You don't want to miss that on the V. See? Once you're on the lens, you never break contact with the lens. You stay with it. Sometimes you just have to take a moment to kind of think over the copy of what you're going to say. Live in Lawrence, rock stereo on the V.
It makes you think I have it, Joey.
I wouldn't want your nose to be shiny
Throw
on
in
the
your head
inside.
anyway, it doesn't matter.
Now here, copy can be important in the case of what we're doing here, for instance. What Joe might do in order to the Aerosmith mystique is, you might say, I'm Joe Perry, Aerosmith. You haven't heard our new tune. You haven't heard rock and roll on the beat. It doesn't have to be loud, but the emphasis can make it work. See, it can be heavy hitting through the use of careful pacing. As long as the conviction is there, that's really what it has to be. A lot of control, a lot of conviction.
No, Joe's been convicted, so it should go good.
Okay, tighten it up, George. A little less headroom. Tilt down some. Yeah. Good. Okay, good.
Who's that? We're on.
Hi, this is Joe Perry from Aerosmith, and if you're watching me, you're watching the V, stereo video, Rock 66.
Okay, hold that right there. Hold the arm up. Okay, now the line between your eyes and the lens. Okay?
Is it right there?
See? Don't cross the line,
Yeah.
but you can get real close to it. Real close to it. And the other thing you can do for emphasis is you can push your hands forward into the lens, too.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, look at me first. Okay, I'll sit here. Start looking at me.
Back up a little.
Go right up to the lens and say the same thing.
On this
Hi, this is Joe Perry from Aerosmith, and if you're watching me, you're watching the V, 66 stereo video.
Now, see, that's a well-composed shot.
Good line, dude.
Yeah. Same thing again. Now what we do is we take our time with it. Hi, Joe Perry. If you're watching me, you're watching the V. We're gonna sync it, the V.
Hi, this is Joe Perry from Aerosmith, and if you're watching me, you're watching the V, stereo video, 66.
Okay, a little higher on the fingers.
Higher?
Peace, brother.
Yeah, I know. What was that all about?
Love, bell bottoms. All that stuff.
Okay.
Next.
Okay, frame. All the VJs at 66, before any of them went on the air, by the way, we went through this whole same thing with them. Each one of them, I made each one of them do 24 different cuts for what were jock IDs, which were intended for airplay. So they were serious. Okay, anytime.
This is Steven Tyler of Aerosmith, and if you want to rock, you rock with Aerosmith on V66.
Good V. Good V.
Yeah.
This is Steven Tyler of Aerosmith, and if you want to rock with...
Okay, now say, I'm Steve Tyler. See, this is a thing in the frame, and that's radio. This is Steven Tyler's radio. We can see you on the lens.
Yeah, right.
I'm Steve Tyler, Aerosmith. On the V.
I'm Steven Tyler of Aerosmith on the V66.
Steven, I've seen you on stage before, and it's not like that at all.
Well, tell me about it.
Huh?
Tell me about it.
So, what I'd like to see is an ID that was like that on stage.
A little wilder, man.
Yep.
Yeah, a little looser, hang it. Attack
Keep the eyebrows up, Steve.
This is Steven Tyler of Aerosmith, and if you want to rock tonight, baby, watch the V66, Aerosmith.
That's it.
Good use.
Bigger.
Same thing again.
Walk the dog.
This is Steven Tyler of Aerosmith. No. Hi, I'm Steven Tyler of Aerosmith, and if you want to rock, watch us on V66.
Yeah.